Hi there, it's Tammy here, and welcome to the Pregnancy Process YouTube channel. This channel exists to act as a guide for women as they navigate their pregnancy, health, and well-being journey, but more specifically across the 4 core pillars of health. And you'll learn more about those as you interact with this channel. And I've created this channel because after working with the pregnant and postnatal population for over a decade now, I genuinely believe that there's a disconnect in the care being provided women going through their pregnancy journey. You know, pregnancy is really complex and it involves changes that happen on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. And these can be both internal and external. The internal can again be split into the physical, mental, and emotional experience of the pregnancy journey. The external can relate to how a woman interacts with her external world, her partner, her friends, her family, her career, her co-workers, her lifestyle, hobbies, and interests. And then, of course, you can't discount the vast amount of information that comes along with pregnancy, the pregnant journey. There is so much to learn and so much change in such a short space of time. It's not a stretch for me to say that pregnancy is likely the most transformative time of a woman's life, what I call the maternal metamorphosis. And many women who find their way to me are experiencing a combination of overwhelm and information overload. They want to exercise, but they lack information and don't know what's safe for them or their baby. They're probably experiencing a whole host of emotions from loneliness and worry. They're excited, but they're nervous about what the future holds because it's so uncertain. And some are really feeling really uncertain as this is the first time they've fallen pregnant. They want to maintain their health and well-being throughout their pregnancy journey, but they feel so scared of doing anything to compromise themselves or their baby. Some might be feeling like they've lost themselves a little bit, like they're adrift in this kind of sea of change. They want to get back to their normal life, their normal routine, but it's so challenging because they feel sick and tired just all of the time. Alternatively, they're pushing themselves to live life normally whilst nothing is normal. They may be struggling with weight gain from their conception journey or their previous pregnancies. Some might want to ensure that their pregnancy health and well-being journey for this pregnancy is better than their previous one. Some might be struggling with the rapid and unexpected changes in their body, their energy, their appetite, and their external world. From a training perspective, the women who find their way to me are unsure what's safe for them and their baby, and they lack knowledge and education, so they find themselves stuck in a void. They want safe workouts, which are fun and challenging, but not generic one-size-fits-all workouts for beginners. They want to establish their health and well-being routines and their training programs early on in their pregnancies. So when the time comes when their pregnancy gets tougher in the later stages, which it inevitably will, they actually feel prepared for this. They want to make sure that their training isn't downgraded to basic, generic, one-size-fits-all options, so they can continue to do what they love, which is training, but in a smarter, more tailored way. And some of these things might sound really, really familiar to you. So this is my purpose, why I'm doing my work here at the Pregnancy Process, why I've spent over a decade working face-to-face with women navigating their pregnancy journey. Because during pregnancy, women are feeling lonely. They are feeling overwhelmed by all the things that they have to learn in such a short space of time. They're feeling unsupported, like they're being left to navigate this minefield of information on their own. They're experiencing things like information overload and overwhelm. And it's hard to make sense of all of the information that's actually out there, or even know which source that you can trust. They're concerned about their safety and the safety of their baby when it comes to exercise. They feel like things in their life have shifted from the known to the unknown. And they've found themselves in unknown territory with everything from an unbelievable amount of appointments that, you somehow have to squeeze into your already tight schedule. You've got changes that you need to make to your nutrition, the physical changes that you're experiencing, the psychological and emotional changes that you're going through, relationship change and changes to, or the imminent changes to your career. You are literally navigating a whole new world, which can almost feel like you're adrift at sea. And the vastness of the unknown can be overwhelming. And while my experience is as a pregnancy and postnatal specialist strength coach, after having worked with hundreds of pregnant women over the years, I've certainly learned a thing or two that actually complement my experience as a strength coach, which is why I understand that all these things you might be feeling during your pregnancy journey, and why you found yourself here on this channel. And one thing that I do know is that women want to go through their pregnancy feeling like they can carry their baby strongly, especially in those late stages of pregnancy. They want to have confidence in their body's ability to birth their baby, regardless of birth mode. Some women really want to have a vaginal birth, and they want to have confidence in their body's ability to handle the demands of labor. They want to have confidence in their body's ability to navigate life as a new mum and all of the challenges and changes that this can entail. They want to be as pain-free as possible throughout their entire pregnancy journey. They want education around how to minimize things like abdominal separation and pelvic floor dysfunction. They want the correct guidance on how to do this from a source that they can trust. Some women just want to know what abdominal separation and pelvic floor dysfunction even are. They've never heard of these things before. It's all new to them. And a lot of women want to be able to return to doing the things that they love relatively quickly after having their baby. They don't want to feel like they're starting from scratch again. So what do pregnant women do when they want all of these things, but they're finding themselves in the void between the known and the unknown? Well, they do what we all do when we're overwhelmed by the unknown and we lack information. We search for information to help us make sense of things. And sadly, the information that returns when it comes to pregnancy is actually like drinking from a fire hose. And the problem is, unless you already have knowledge and understanding on what you're looking for, you just don't know what information is trustworthy, reliable, and comes from quality sources, or what information is inaccurate or misleading and can lead us down the path of mistaken beliefs. Talk about a catch-22 right there. And when it comes to social media, which is certainly a place that I know pregnant women turn to, sadly, I see more and more influencers posting their pregnancy or postnatal workouts, encouraging pregnant women to follow what they are doing themselves, without considering their training age, their experience, and their capacity in comparison. And absolutely, while I applaud this movement, encouraging pregnant women to train, and have been advocating for an increased focus on training during pregnancy for the past decade, there is so much that concerns me about the current influences that pregnant women are being exposed to on a daily basis. To me, one of the most concerning things is what seems to be the standard practice of providing generic one-size-fits-all workouts to pregnant and postnatal women. And it's worthy to note here that I've dubbed these workouts because I don't believe these generic one-size-fits-all workouts can be considered training programs. And you'll learn more about that on this channel. At best, these influencers, pages or channels might require doctors' clearance and categorize their workouts into trimester. At worst, they're uploading swipe to train social media posts, or, they're encouraging pregnant women to follow what they are doing themselves. And when I say at best, it's important to remember that doctors' clearance is the absolute bare minimum, and categorizing workouts into trimesters is, in my belief, more limiting than liberating, as it uses the assumption that your training capacity decreases as your pregnancy progresses. In my eyes, this is generally not the case. I personally believe that pregnancy and the postnatal period is one of the best times in a woman's life to work on her health and well-being. You have a unique window to make considerable lifestyle changes with a motivating factor much greater than yourself. You have a chance to slow down and focus on areas and ways of doing things that might be outside of your usual routine. And this applies across all 4 pillars of health, not just your training. What's necessary during this time is education across these 4 pillars. My belief is that part of the problem facing pregnant women is that when you go searching on Dr. Google and through social media for this information, it just adds to the overwhelm. Because, there's so much conflicting information out there, and you just don't know what you don't know. And how can you become a pregnancy and postnatal specialist in such a short space of time when there's so much to learn on top of your everyday life? What I believe you genuinely need is the right information in the right order. And I aim to provide that here on my channel, but more importantly, in my community. Another place I know that pregnant women turn to is forums, right? You join these places and you start asking questions. You get the same thing, hundreds of replies from sources that you're really unsure whether you can trust or not. Especially as pregnancy is such a unique experience. No 2 pregnancies are the same. Even, the same woman will experience her pregnancies differently, and things that work for some women or what experiences some women have just might not work for you. They might not even apply to you. Yet when you ask questions in these forums, what you get are hundreds of people answering. Although well-intentioned, a lot of this is misinformed. And these responses can also add to the feeling of overwhelm and information overload the women asking these questions are already feeling. Adding further fuel to the fire are studies showing that most women don't even discuss information that they find online with their healthcare providers. And this potentially leaves them open to venture further down the path or deeper down the path of mistaken beliefs. And part of the problem when it comes to discussing your health and well-being with your healthcare provider is the lack of time or the lack of time feeling that your healthcare providers feel. They have so much information relevant to you and your baby's immediate well-being that they need to prioritize in your scheduled visits, that they just don't have time to discuss the 4 core pillars of your pregnancy health and well-being journey to the level of depth that it genuinely requires. And none of these things are what you genuinely require. And here's why. You might search for pregnancy workouts online. By doing this, you can certainly follow a generic workout every day of your pregnancy. But I actually believe there is a much better way, a way that takes into consideration the fact that we're all different. We have different biomechanics, we have varying ranges of mobility, different injury histories, different muscular imbalances, and every woman falls pregnant at different points in her training journey. Or more precisely, they have different training ages when they fall pregnant, which of course affects both muscular development, and neural adaptation. A way that understands your body's ability to adapt and respond to training stimulus doesn't suddenly stop or change because you're pregnant. That during pregnancy, you can progress. You can increase your training capacity. You can increase your strength and your ability to perform each exercise with correct technique. A way that educates you around things like abdominal separation and pelvic floor dysfunction, and can adapt if you're experiencing various pregnancy-related pains, because they do happen. But I'm telling you, you can't do any of these things when you're following free generic workouts online. And the reality is, pregnancy is challenging. It's even more challenging when you're being left to navigate this time and all the change that it brings on your own. And I've been working with the pregnant and postnatal population, or pregnant and postnatal women, for over a decade now. And over this time, I've seen that success certainly leaves clues. There are things that I've observed over time that are consistent when it comes to having the safest, healthiest, strongest pregnancy possible, that has women feeling confident in their body's abilities during pregnancy, birth, and life as a new mother. And I explore this in some of my videos in this channel, because part of my purpose is to help set women up for success in this part of their lives, because you need information from a trusted source that's delivered in a way that decreases the overwhelm and information overload that you're experiencing. You need a plan around your health and well-being. You need education around the 4 core pillars of health that you can implement when you need it. And what I mean by the 4 core pillars of health are education. This is your general pregnancy-specific education across the 4 trimesters. Education around nutrition and mindset, opening conversations around things that might be happening below the surface that you may be totally unaware of, yet these things can be affecting your pregnancy experience. And of course, training, because I genuinely believe that you need training programs that adapt and progress with you as your pregnancy progresses. And you need all of this during your pregnancy health and well-being journey, not just a generic one-size-fits-all workout. Unfortunately, part of the reason why I believe that there's such a disconnect when it comes to the care being provided and being given to women going through their pregnancy journey is that women have been led to believe that exercise during pregnancy is just doing some generic workouts, but it's more complex than that. You can do the workouts, but you're not going to get the same results. You need to be looking at your pregnancy health and well-being as a complete picture, a whole picture, and it's really, really hard not to get overwhelmed with all of the changing information, and this is what I'm here for, so you can have a more informed, a more educated pregnancy, to help you implement all those small things over the course of your pregnancy journey. And you can stop having to constantly search Google or follow social media influencer workouts, to stop feeling overwhelmed around around all of the things that you need to learn and know and start actually working towards having the safest, healthiest pregnancy possible. Because the reality is your pregnancy, health and well-being journey has the capacity to positively impact your motherhood experience and your entire family as a whole. And I aim to help you in this journey. At the very least, the information contained within this channel will help you. So I'll tell you a little bit about the channel, kind of like how we work here. So this channel has been designed to help open some of the conversations that I believe are required when it comes to your pregnancy, health and well-being journey. And while this channel is still new, it's only going to become more of a resource for you. So I'd totally advise you to watch as many of the videos as possible. Try not to miss anything. And you'll also notice that this channel, while a pregnancy, health and well-being channel, it's not filled with generic workouts. And you will understand more about why I do this and why I believe that you deserve so much more than generic workouts as you navigate this channel. But just a quick little caveat here. I am not a medical professional, okay? The videos that I post are for educational or informational purposes only. I'm giving you this information in good faith. By watching these videos or the videos within this channel, you aren't establishing, a coach-client relationship. I don't provide medical advice, and I ask you to please be responsible with the information that I provide you. And of course, if you have any questions, please consult with your doctor or your healthcare provider. So, being a responsible adult myself, I just had to give that disclaimer. So now that we've got out of that, the next stage after becoming familiar with me, with my channel and the concepts and themes that I explore here, is to join my private community. Because I know that community and connection are crucial components of your pregnancy journey. And I encourage anyone, enjoying my channel to join my private community. The community is off, the big tech platforms, and a place where women can connect with other women experiencing similar journeys. Within the community, you will have connection and support from me, a pregnancy and postnatal specialist strength coach. You have the ability to ask specific questions relating to your individual pregnancy journey, and I will happily share my perspective on that with you. You'll also get access to the secret pregnancy journal, and this houses content that can only be accessed by the community members and guests of the Pregnancy Process private community, a place that I've named the Preggy Training Crew. So the secret pregnancy journal, too many journeys and journals, is a place that gives, us the ability to explore in depth, topics and themes that you're interested in, as well as sharing new research I believe will help you through your maternal metamorphosis. Again, the content within the journal is not accessible anywhere else, but via my private community. And of course, the community is complimentary, it's free. So there's no risk to you joining. And you'll be in great company because I like to keep it small in there so that I can connect properly with the community and ensure that things are much more personalized, because I believe that's what you deserve. Now, the downside to this private personalized approach, because things can't always be upside only, and the downside to this private personalized approach and keeping my community very small is that there may be a wait to join, right? So if you apply and you can find The downside to this private personalized approach, because things can't always be upside only, and the downside to this private personalized approach and keeping my community small is that there may actually be a little bit of a wait for you to land in the community. So if you apply, and you can find the application link in the video description below. So if you apply, and of course I'm the only one who reads your application, so that stays super private, but I will try to get you into the community as soon as possible. And we do monthly cohorts, so it might be a few weeks to a month before you get accepted into the community. But I encourage you, while you're waiting to get into the community, I encourage you to keep watching the videos in this channel. But if you want to know more about how the pregnancy process and the 4 core pillars of health work, dive in and join the community so you can see for yourself. Now, you'll notice a few other things about my channel, It looks and feels slightly different to other channels. It's me in my home sharing my insights. It's not overly edited, it's real. And sometimes, if you haven't noticed already, I might say right a lot, I might mix up my words. I don't edit all of these out because, well, that's just kind of me, right? And sometimes you might hear my neighbor's dog bark. I've created this channel and the content within it to help women navigate their pregnancy journey. And I'll be honest with you, this is where my experience lies. And I want to devote as much of my time to this than becoming, say, a video editor. And this is why the comments have also been turned off. The comments are turned off on this channel. And this isn't by mistake, because between my face-to-face business, which I still work in, my online clients, and providing ongoing value to the members and guests of my private community, providing value for you here, and trying to, maintain my own health and well-being and have a bit of a life outside of work. I don't know what that is, but I try to. I did make the decision to turn the comments to this channel off because I want to connect more personally with my audience in my private community. I actually don't have time to moderate the comments here on YouTube. And I also don't want bots spanning my audience, pretending to be me and adding even more complexity to the overwhelm and the information overload that you're already experiencing, right? So for anyone wanting to have a deeper conversation and ask me anything, feel free to join my private community. You're so welcome, and I'd love to connect with you in there, which is why I've turned the comments to my channel here off. And like this channel, my community and my secret pregnancy journal, or the secret pregnancy journal, they're only ever growing. I've created the whole ecosystem to do just this, to grow, because I'm still learning and growing. And by creating this ecosystem this way, I've ensured that those within my community continue to benefit from that ever-growing experience, from that growth that I'm experiencing myself. So in the meantime, dive into the channel and enjoy it. I really hope it helps give you a different perspective on your pregnancy, health, and well-being journey. So that's it from me today. I really hope that this video helped, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, see you.